I've just pulled a card for today, June 5th, the full moon. And it's this card here from this deck here. What we feel and express, what we choose at any given time, is our offering to the divine cosmic matrix. It germinates and is reflected back to us as manifestation in this material reality. Can you choose to gentle your heart, to let it be open, to light and to life? Even if just for a moment, if you are in the midst of darkness, of deep suffering, can you find, even for just a moment, the joy of existence underneath it? It is a wild ride, this life. Every time you open your arms and say yes, the universe responds in kind. This oracle brings you a message. In this moment, trust that there is joy waiting to be felt and found, no matter how hard that may be to believe right now. Let go of your attachment to the apparent problems at hand as much as you can, and you will be allowing yourself to let the divine take over and sort out what needs to happen here. There is help awaiting your invitation, always. Why not let it in? And let joy in too. You are being offered divine support to live a less guarded existence, to disassemble yourself a little or a lot, and let your true nature, which is joy, bubble to the surface without rhyme or reason other than just because it lives. So, interesting card to pull at this time. It is a very challenging time. We thought just the pandemic was challenging, and now we have this riding going on something that's been going on for decades. And like the card says, yes, what happened is heart-wrenching. And not only the incident itself, but the fact that this is bubbling up again and again and again. But this is the time, especially this weekend, with the planets in the alignment that they are, and I'm no astrologer in any way, shape, or form. I just was reading some astrologers' notes, and this is a very powerful weekend. It's a destructive weekend, and we want things to... It's destructive and creative weekend, if I remember correctly, but the destruction part is what we want. We want the old ways to go. We don't want this anymore. We don't want discrimination anymore. We are all citizens of this earth. We are all uniquely beautiful. And so in order to be able to see it that way, we have to find those moments of joy. We're going to have our grief. I've shed some tears, and you know there are millions of other people that are doing the same. And that's important. Grief is important, to let it go, but also connecting to the essence that you are, the joy. Taking some time to, and by time I mean a minute here and there, maybe 5 minutes, maybe an hour during meditation, and really connecting to this joy of who you are. It is not to ignore or diminish the situation. It is to rise up. It is to raise the frequency. And you are not raising your frequency alone. You are not feeling joy alone. When you tune into that frequency of joy, you are affecting the entire planet. You are affecting the universe. You are aligning to the universe. And so it's not a place that you can live in 24/7, if we talk about time, in the third dimension as a human. In this human experience, we're going to have our contrasts. They are vital for our growth. And for those of us that are, up there in age, we've seen these patterns. We've seen these growths happen over and over again. We've seen them rise up and then come back to some sort of normalcy. So now what's happening, I feel, is that it can't go back to the way it is. We have to wake up. We have to change. We have to stand up for who we are. And I'm not saying necessarily go out in the streets, although I think that's great too, without the looting and the violence, of course. But definitely standing together in solidarity and sharing who we are, but also within ourselves. It makes a difference. It makes a difference every time we connect. I say this a lot lately because I really feel it. I feel the connectedness. I just finished a group meditation tonight, and there's 11 of us, and the energy and the power that I felt between all of us was palpable. And that's what sort of inspired me to do this, to read the card. And I'm not surprised at the card that I picked, because this is such important advice, if you want to call it that. Look for the joy. Look for it. Instead of looking for the grief and despair. And when you feel grief, feel it. Because that's loving yourself, feeling it, watching the energy move. Everything is energy. Thank you for listening. And I just want to remind you that this is only my perspective. And this moment, I might feel differently in the next hour or tomorrow. But in this moment, this is what I wanted to share with you, and to tell you that I really, truly do love you. I've been doing this work for a long time. I feel it's my mission, my purpose. That's it.